Everyone, welcome back to my kitchen for another weekly fun video where we're exploring food, the healing power of food, and just super deliciousness that you can achieve in your own kitchen to enhance your health. So my name is Kimberly Knox, and I'm a functional and integrative health coach. I call myself a healing chef because when I meet with people, we're looking at how food is going to deliver those healing capacity to their body, and whether we need to help to reverse whatever kind of disease they have. Just know that your body is always healing. So today, tomorrow, you can start to enhance your cells because you're either eating to enhance your health or you're eating to create and enhance disease, because your cells know the difference. They're all programmed to heal and repair. So whatever you contribute to your health in your kitchen, oh my gosh, you get such a huge reward for it. So I am the creator of the bioenergetic cooking method. Very simple, using quantum physics, looking at the healing energy of food, because bioenergetics is just a study of energy in living systems, and just knowing that there is more energy in clean, organic, raw food than there is cooked and heavy, ultra processed foods. And that makes a big difference to your body because it knows. So, Simple Cooking for Vitality actually has a recipe that is reflective of what we're doing today. We're making a little bit of a change though. So, we're going to be celebrating a few different things. One, National Salsa Month is this month, May. We're closing it out. And Memorial Day is coming up. So salsa is really big with chips. Well, there can be some big pitfalls in your choices in those areas. So we'll talk about enhancing those. And then we've got National Papaya Month coming up next month in June. The fruit is so important at this time of the year. And we're going to be combining those. So, and then June 27th is International Pineapple Month. So salsas can be made a lot of different ways. And if you're just getting them in the store, you're missing out on just a flipping amazing experience in homemade salsas, which can be utilized at your card games, at your any small appetizer events and things like that, or with your taco night, fajita night. It's a great compliment in so many different ways. But so, and this is in the bone marrow section and stomach section of my book, and that is because bone marrow requires iron. And we're talking about the appropriate digestion of proteins to help to break down and absorb the iron. And definitely vitamin C helps with that. And then we've got these enzymes in here, especially the enzymes in pineapple, the papain, the bromelain, excellent and digestive enzymes to break down meat. So we have to think about these kind of things here. So I did a pineapple mango salsa, but really, really also great sources of vitamin C. So this is real fun. But today we're going to be doing papaya pineapple. So you can put mango in there if you want as well, but just know that you can kind of mix these up. And we're going to kind of simplify the amounts and everything. But yeah, so pineapple, definitely really amazing bioactive vitamin C, the bromelain important, and the papain in the papaya. That's why I make smoothies with pineapple and papaya mixed with a ginger root, fresh ginger root, and fresh turmeric. You're talking about a really delicious but highly bioactive anti-inflammatory compounds mixed together. So many delicious things you can do. So reducing inflammation is always a huge concern of mine. We've got inflammation in our body that's below the threshold of pain, right? Our innate immune system is creating it. So we want to tap into all that. Papaya, super delicious. We're just using a cup of each of them, but I want you to get really confident in cutting your own fruit. You're going to save so much money. It's not stuck in plastic. You don't know how long it's been cut, and very, very easy. So you just need, now I usually do not do it on my hard maple cutting board. I'll do it on another board that I have near the sink so I can put the seeds in there and everything. But you definitely want to have a sharp knife, right? You see me use this one quite often, and make sure it is sharpened. But so we're just going to, I'm just going to cut it in half. I'll do the rest later. Cut the whole thing, put some in the freezer, because having frozen chunks of the papaya here, you can make smoothies with it. You can also blend some up. Pineapple, papaya, and banana, blend it up, put it in little jars in the freezer, and now you have like a sorbet kind of slushy to have. So super awesome. We're gonna have seeds in the center. Now, I do put a few seeds into my smoothies sometimes because they're known to have anti-parasitic type of qualities, but we will cut those out. So you can just cut. See, because this knife is so slim, you can just cut the skin right off, or you can peel it. I just like to cut it because I get a bigger cut with the knife here. I don't worry about losing too much of the meat. You can just do that quite easily here. And obviously, when you select them in the store, you want to select them when they're getting a little bit yellow, because they're going to need to ripen a little too much at home if you want to use it right away. So let's just get out some of the seeds, because I'm not going to be putting these seeds into the up here. This is why it's good to have little extra prepples hanging around. So you can just scoop right around here. Beautiful star in the center. Okay, so this is all ready to go. So it's very easy to cut your own papayas. Morning time, excellent time to get fruit into the body. Keep the fats low. Keep your liver doing its thing. Get the rewards of your antioxidants. There's a lot of antioxidants in both of these as well, and that's super helpful to bring down that inflammation. We talk about that quite often. All right, so this is ready. Then we just put this to the side while we talk about the pineapple. So beautiful. Oh, it was the red onions that I was getting to. Yeah, so beautiful colors here, right? And I am going to put some parsley and cilantro in there. So pineapple, super easy here. And again, you just need a sharp knife, but don't spend a ton of money to buy it already cut. And if you're worried about getting out the meat that's in the bottom, I have these great melon ballers. You can just do that, and it gets it right out. So we'll just go around. Okay, so cut off the top and the bottom, and then I just slim cut all along the side. I have friends that cut them in a different way. That's fine, but if this works for you, great. Just stand it up on the flat side, cut down all the angles here, and then you're going to cut around the core. I save the cores to add into my juicing, or if you have a very high watt power smoothie maker, it will, like 1600 watts or 1400 at least, it will crush up that core. So you can add that, because the amount of bromelain in that core is very concentrated. And this saves you from spending so much more money to get it already prepared. What a pain. And now you can put some in the freezer, because I love to put pineapple into my green smoothies. It's really excellent to temper those bitter greens that I love to get into that green smoothie. And it goes really great if you're putting cilantro into your smoothie. I also make, and you can see these in my reel, now you can see the core right there in the center. So all I do is I just cut like around the core, around. We're just going to need a cup. So we'll use this and set this to the side for now. I'll cut that later. And we're going to use one jalapeno here. Beautiful. Got a little heat in there. We're going to use half of this red onion and some lime, cilantro, and parsley. And we're done. And when you marinate this, let it sit for a little while while you're making your meat and stuff like that. So primo. Okay. So we've got our prep bowl right here. We've got our board scraper. beautiful. Now, if you want smaller chunks and you don't want to go through, then you can put some bigger chunks into your food processor and just pulse it. But I, quite frankly, don't love the salsa at the store that's all like so like watery. I like nice chunky salsa. So this is where you would, so you just want to cut in strips. And then you're going to cut those strips up into chunks. So it's just all really organized here. Very simple. If you have a little board like this, you can just add it. So you see, I'm just going to cut through, just keep them all stacked together, and really, really quickly, now you've got little chunks. Because if you're putting this on fish, you don't want it to be like so small. But if you are using it with chips and you want it broken down a little bit more, you can. So let's put this in here. I'm going to do the same thing with the papaya. Always have the flat side down when you're cutting, so it sits nice for you. And then what we'll do is we'll just find a way to make this into logs, so to speak, and then you're just going to cut them here. And you just stack them all up. So we just need a cup, and so we just need 1/2 of this. A little slippery. Feel free to have a little snack while you're cutting. It's great. Okay, so that's pretty perfect. Now they're all stacked up like that. Now, they'll be a little more uniform than if you put them into your food processor, but if you're using them on chips, you kind of don't care. You just want them a little more watery sometimes. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna pull this pan. Cooking up some dates. Okay, so now we have papaya and we have pineapple in there. We have about a cup of each, and you can just increase this recipe, you know, if you're making more, but you can't screw it up because you can put a little bit more pineapple if you want. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to change it that much. Let's get this. So I just need a portion of this red onion. Now, red onion, that's what I was reading my little notes on to make sure I told you that anthocyanins in here, quercetin, these are phytonutrients. When you hear that word, think cell protection. We need lots of cell protection today. Cell protection means longevity. It means energy. It means our cells are working properly. They're communicating. And sulfur, onions are big sulfur compounds here, but it's always been a natural antibiotic. It's been used for centuries in that regard. So this bright orange, a bright red, that's why I use this raw in salads. And I use the sweet or the white onions or the yellow onions to cook in soups or other things. So this definitely raw. And again, we're just going to cut really, really small slices, keep it stacked up. Now, some people might have another way to do this, but I find, because I do a lot of prep, that this works really well for me. I just keep them stacked and then cut through the stack. Hopefully they stay. So you're going to want about a 1/2 cup. If you want a little less onion, that's fine. And then just cut through. If your stack falls down, just cut through the rest. So this is beautiful. They're all ready. Got your little board scraper. Add that to the bowl. That's how easy making salsa is. So where the flavors come together is when it sits and you mix them up. So a jalapeno, I like to, I cut the bottom off, and then I like to see the inside here. We don't want the seeds in here. So I'm sure there's other ways to cut it, but I like to find out where the seeds are, and then I'll just cut the skin around it. That way I don't have to worry about pulling out so many seeds and having them go all over the place. So now I've contained all the seeds here. And I'll just toss that. So now I have strips of the jalapeno, and I'll just cut this into fine strips here. I like to add this to a lot of different dishes. The hot peppers, really great complement with fish and chicken, and like adds a nice little spicy. Now we're just going to stack them up again like logs. Hold on to them and then just cut through. That's the easiest way. It's for me, but if you find a better way for you, that's great. But at least it gets it done. They're uniformed and it all happens pretty quick. Okay. The most part of this salsa is done. That's how easy this is. And it's so delicious. You cannot go wrong getting real salsa into the body. Okay, so limes. Limes are tough. You're going to need this. I use a different lemon squeezer, but here's the trick that I love. Let's get this to the side so I can show you. So I cut the bottom off a little bit. Now when it squeezes, you're going to get more, but you're going to get more surface level for it to come out. So, and then just score it and then put it into this. And now this is going to go through and you're going to get way more juice coming out. See? So if you're making homemade margaritas or guacamole or the salsa and you've got to go through a lot of fresh lime, you're going to want to make sure, and then you can just turn it over. And that way you preserve the lime, since, you're going to be spending some money on limes. You're not, well, I think Trader Joe's is probably the most reasonable. Cut that, put this in here. We're not using the skin. Like I do put my lemon skin in my smoothie, so I do make sure that I get an organic and scrub it lemon, but with the limes, it doesn't need to be organic. We're not using the skin. So that's all together. The only thing we have left is putting in the herbs. And I really do like to add both parsley and cilantro. Of course, cilantro is the premier herb to go in to, now these are the jars. I really highly recommend you wash them and you trim them and you just put them in a jar. You got them in the refrigerator. That way you can see it. You can add it to the top of soups. You need at least a half a cup of rough chopped, and that's both. Cilantro is definitely helpful, and different protocols to help keep the mercury out of the body. We've got so much mercury in so many places today. We've got to be really vigilant and helping to keep that out. Here's a little bit of parsley. This is beautiful, very kind of feathery. All different here. Italian. This is Italian parsley. You can use the curly parsley as well. Just rough chopped. You see, so we have this made in no time. And the smells that I'm smelling are just incredible. Now we're just going to toss this around. And I'm going to tidy up. We're going to come back, put a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of pepper, and we are done, finito. And I'll tell you about some ways to use salsa. So thanks for tuning in with me, guys. Let's just get this on pause. If you guys could only smell this, it's incredible. And you saw it took no time at all. So the juices are already starting to form. The enzymes, that really strong enzyme in the pineapple is starting to work on everything. You're definitely going to want some cracked black pepper in here. Just a little bit of sea salt. This is a fine sea salt. That'll just help the juices marinate even more. So we're going to let this sit. All right, so how can you use this? I love it on top of white fish. Whether it's my macadamia nut crusted cod, you want to try to get wild Pacific cod if you can. That's hard, but you need these wild fishes. Even the wild salmon. It's going to taste good on any fish. Make sure it's a low mercury fish. Scallops are low mercury, and I just love this with any fish. Like I said, the purpose is this bioactive vitamin C is going to help us absorb the iron and these lighter meats, and it's going to help to break it down. Enzymes breaking down protein. Proteins can be hard to break down. That's why we talk about the single cell amino acids in spirulina are so important, but there's amino acids in everything. So don't get caught up on having to get your protein from animals, okay? But it has to be broken down. So it goes great with any type of meat. And if you're going to use it with chips, make sure you're getting chips that do not have any seed oils in them, right? Siete makes them, avocado oil. There's organic blue chips. I don't do a lot of corn myself, but so perfect to have for events. And like I said, you can break this down a little bit more prior to putting in the onion and the herbs and everything in the food processor. Just pulse it. So tropical salad, that's how I love to have it, with a gluten-free grain, whether it's millet, buckwheat, or some quinoa, with greens, put that in there. So now these are working with everything, giving you a little bit of natural sweetness and the juiciness to break down those salad greens. And then you can just put a little light dressing, a lemon kind of a lemon tahini would be really great with that. What else? Yeah, or if you're just doing some buckwheat or millet or quinoa, just put it on top, kind of mix it in. So, and it's a way for maybe you to get your kids to eat different things because it's so fragrant. But this is beautiful. So I hope you enjoy National Salsa Month. Get in the kitchen, make this in guacamole, have a taco night. I do a lot for my clients, just put it in different containers and then they just put it all together and it's fantastic. Just make sure you're not wrecking the meal with gluten-loaded wraps and things. Look for gluten-free, or you can do them in lettuce wraps. So these bags are all ready to go in the freezer. Like I said, don't forget, you can make it an easy, super simple smoothie with getting fresh ginger and turmeric and these two items and the pineapple and the papaya. Or you can mix it up with the banana and make a little sorbet and put it in little wide mouth jars in the freezer. So many things, but think about this when you're cutting up all of that. So guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great night. I'm heading to the beach.